Another piece of evidence or supposed evidence that I've heard people say is Paul's conversion couldn't have happened, because why would you go from persecuting Christians to becoming one yourself if all you had was like a hallucination, or if it wasn't real, if you were lying? So the first thing is that I don't think that you would lie. I don't think people would die for a lie unless there was a really good reason. But I don't think that he died for a lie. I think that the more likely situation would be he had a hallucination and sincerely believed it. And the reason for that is that there has been evidence of Muslims having had visions of Mary, and they believed these visions. Usually, especially with bereavement visions, well, I guess this wasn't a bereavement vision, but with visions, you typically believe that it happened. So Paul just needed to believe that he had a vision. Believe that he saw Jesus. And there's a lot of like psychological potential possibilities. So some claim Paul suffered epileptic seizures. I'm not actually sure how that causes somebody to change religions or what that has to do with hallucinations, but it's been argued. And then there's also Paul's persecution of Christians shows that Jesus' message had a profound effect on him. That doesn't mean it was real. It just means that he liked the message. He may have had unresolved internal conflict, and he attacked what attracted him. So the conflict became resolved due to the vision, and he had the conversion. And then 20th century Hindu Sadhu Sundar Singh also opposed Christians until he had a dramatic vision that flipped his life around. And this was in the 20th century, so this was not a Jesus or it may have been a hallucination, but it wasn't. Nobody claims that this was a real appearance. But this guy had the same situation happen in the 20th century, so it does happen. And yeah, so I would say that what is more likely? Paul hallucinating that he saw Jesus, or that a dead man actually rose from the dead? And once again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And there is a perfectly reasonable, natural explanation for why Paul converted to Christianity that doesn't involve a dead man rising from the dead, which is he simply believed that he saw Jesus. So I don't see how this is. This is evidence that it could have happened, but it doesn't necessitate Jesus rising from the dead. It's just you would have to want to believe that a dead man rose from the dead, because the evidence like this wouldn't stand up in a courtroom.